Hi everyone. My name is Ashley and my channel is called Unabashedly Poor, and here's where I share my raw, unpolished, handwritten work. I am a writer. I have been a writer ever since I learned the alphabet, ever since I learned to scribble. That is the truth. And now is the time more than ever to share my work. Aside from writing, I am a multidisciplinary artist as well. I also teach art, and that has always been my dream, to be an art teacher, like actually an art teacher. It's just kind of funny. I can share this story in more detail once I organize it in my head, but when I was 18 years old and basically on the transition side of moving on from high school, I had an art teacher, Mr. Craig. If you happen to see this, that would be so cool. Anyways, in high school, at the end of high school, I took an academic level visual arts class, and it was basically because I wanted to have an opportunity to fuck off. I had a spare in the afternoon, and that was kind of my opportunity to have that afternoon of just being a teenager. I knew that I loved art ever since I was a kid. Dance, theater, like performances, writing. I actually, as a kid, every year I would win the speeches. If I actually find them, they were written on these cue cards. If anyone I'm in Canada, if anyone in Canada or in Ontario remembers, every year you would have to write a speech, and then it was grade 6, 7, and 8 actually, but you'd have to write a speech and present it to the class, and then if you won, like if your speech was the most voted in the class, then you would be the chosen one to get on the stage and read your speech. And I did that every year. My speech was always chosen. Sometimes I chickened out, but yeah, anyways, I've completely forgotten where I'm going with this. Yeah, and oh yeah, my story about high school. Oh my god. Yeah, I was just kind of like this crazy, kooky, like adventurous. I had a boyfriend, and he like rode a motorcycle and stuff too. And I remember he would like come and pick me up after school, and I'd like get on his motorcycle, and I was just like all about boys and partying and whatever. But I knew I wanted to be an artist. I always loved it, and I just kind of got off track. And anyways, this class that I was taking, I actually did create during it somehow. And at the end, it was a portfolio review, because it was kind of the purpose was that you create this portfolio and you use it when you're applying to art schools, which I also really wanted to go to art school, but then that's another real sad story. No, it's not a sad story, it's just a story. Anyways, yeah, and when it came time for that portfolio review in the summer, like basically at graduation point, which I like barely grad. Yeah, Mr. Craig, he reviewed my portfolio as a part of the final grade, and he said something to me that has always resonated. And I am 36 years old, and he told me that if I didn't pursue a career in art, that I was a fucking idiot. And And it wasn't until 11 years ago when my best friend Larissa died in a tragic car accident. Oh my god, I didn't think I was gonna cry. I cry a lot, but it wasn't until she died that catapulted me into the arts. And at the time I was with my now two children's father. We'd been together for probably like 5 to 6 years before I got pregnant with my daughter, but it was like, bless and release, I don't know. Oh my god, all the trauma is spilling today. And yeah, I just, through all of this, through all of the shit, there's just like crazy shit that I have been going through. I also lost my corporate job over a year ago, and I ended a relationship with a new person in my life who I really loved and envisioned blending our family together and marrying him one day. And I even spoke to him about that, and we broke up. I was like, and then I like became really sad and even more sad, and then I started writing. It was actually a really good friend of mine who I was sharing a story. We talk on the phone. She lives far away from me, but we talk on the phone for hours. And I was sharing a story with her about my morning, about like just the chaos of the morning of dropping kids off at school and daycare and stuff. And the way that I said it, she was like, wow, you you should like write that like as like a story. You should share it, like write it. And that sparked that memory that I actually have been a writer my entire life, and I just didn't remember. It was almost like a suppressed memory. And so I wrote it, and then I started writing, and now I'm writing poems and now I'm sharing them here on YouTube. I know that was so long-winded, oh my gosh. But I just wanted to share. And like for those of you who haven't watched my videos, if this is your first time here, thank you. To clarify, the purpose of this is to share my raw, unpolished handwritten work. So what that means is that these are things that I, as a creative writer, when I get a creative download, I write it, I scribble it, and then the plan is to actually revise these poems and make them more structured. So these are armatures of my work. So they may not be finished, but I still want to share them here, just as a way of sharing my story, sharing my art, and doing what I'm here to do. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, so I have some things I want to share. I don't know. I'm just like, maybe I'll pick, okay, I will, like, I don't, all right, let's start with something more like lighthearted. So this is To Build a Fire. To build a fire, an important thing to know. If you ever find yourself floating down the flow of a river, surrounded by the green ones that speak. You can land yourself there on their soft bed of needles. where you will be welcome openly. To build a fire is an important thing to know if you've ever been on a boat. A fire comes from a spark, which is always the most exciting part. It's the healing remedy to memory, to that one special feeling. To build a fire is an important thing to know. I'm just gonna grab a drink. Oy. Normally my videos are so short, but I'm just being a little more open, I guess. Okay. Okay, so this, I'm not even gonna explain it, I'm just gonna read it. The title is called To the Dads Who Don't Know They Are Sad. I'm going to try not to cry while reading this. It's also unfinished, this too, by the way. It's, To the dads who don't know they are sad. Hi, Dad. It's me, your daughter, Ashley. I'm no longer sure if I can address myself as your daughter or still as your little girl. I've grown up now and I've moved away, but I've got some things I want to say. If you have the time, which I know you do, although your inner clock has told you not. It may all come as a shock to hear this from me, but I promise to deliver it with grace and empathy. Dad, you're my dad, and I've been watching you. Look, Dad, I know you're sad and maybe mad. Anyway, far from glad. Although you try to be. You would deny it. As your daughter, your once little girl, I may not have the best advice for you, but I'll take my best shot at it. Knowing you as someone who is partly you, here's what you need to do. And that's all I have for that one. Okay, and then this one I actually, I revised it. I'm still working on it, so I've written it here, and now I've written it down again. And I'll probably do it another couple times because I want to work on this one. Okay. My God appears at evening hours, cleaning leftovers over the kitchen sink. My God is not my conviction. It's my safe place. It's my hands under the running water, catching my reflection in the window as I don't know what that word is. As something touches my face. Sorry. Clears my face, cleansing grief, releasing pain. This is my prayer. Breathe out. In the morning as it comes, as a choice. the time when I catch what feels like a miracle above a parking lot. I imagine creating a painting as I hold the what of what I see. The vision. As I hold the vision of what I see in a pastel gaze, I quietly contemplate. I search for my heart. That first fall of snow and the warmth of what I know still to be within. Thank you. Okay, that was really blotchy. Okay, and I'll share just one more. I'll let you go. This is another one that I'm working on. Okay. I want to do things so wild with you. You will know once I do. When I flush my cheeks and my eyes smize with laser beam rays that signal to the depths of your soul. Didn't you know? Didn't you know you had one? Because I do. I see it. I smell it. The wolf in me prays for it. I'd hunt for it, beg for it, howl for it. The wild in me wants, needs, feeds the wild in you. Merci beaucoup.